Let's talk toys. What's up, all you Comic-Con loving dudes and dudettes? ToyShiz here, and I got a really awesome Marvel Legends news video. Today was the panel for the Marvel Legends, the all-new, brand-new reveals. We had a couple teases since, well, Wednesday, Thursday, pretty much up to today. But a lot of people were wondering, man, what are we going to see? And we sure saw a heck of a lot. And judging by the crowd, I think it was an overwhelming, like, all right, you guys nailed it. That's some pretty fantastic looking action figures, and it's a lot of X-Men, it's a lot of new figures, some Spider-Man thrown in there. It looks insane. All of them just look spectacular, and I really much appreciated the presence that the Hasbro Marvel Legends team had this year. They were on it. They did a great panel. The whole Hasbro VIP, the breakfast, everything was really nice, really reaching out to fans, and I know a lot of fans appreciated that. I appreciated it. It was a lot of fun. It's just that added extra little oomph that, not every single company likes to do, but let's get into it. First up is Morph. Now, this is not the standard, let's say X-Men, the animated series type. It's got the usual X-Man costume on with the brown jacket, sort of like a Cyclops deal, you know what I mean? But this is the white head Morph, changeling kind of Morph, and he does look good. He looks spot on to the comic book character. Hopefully he comes with an added extra, like, standard human head Morph. That way we can put it on a later figure that may be coming up just shortly in this. But this is pretty cool. Nathan Gray, we're getting the X-Man. Haven't had a figure of him in quite some time, since the Toy Biz days, but I was actually really hoping for a Nate Gray X-Man figure because it's one of those 90s characters, you know what I mean? It seems like they're really going back to the 90s with a lot of these figures, which is awesome. And he's just, I love his power effect on his eyes. Next up is the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. Never one of my favorite costumes, but I think he looks like a wild man. He looks crazy. It's not one of my favorite costumes. I'm not like, oh my god. They have made previous figures for this particular type of Wolverine, but I will say, while he does look good, it's just not something I'm like, oh my god, I have to have Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. But I like the cut off hand with the actual adamantium claws, and he's got an interesting face, got a huge mane of hair. So in either case, the figure looks exactly like what the comic looks like, so that's good. Next up is Shang-Chi. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't know a lot about Shang-Chi, so if someone wants to help me out below, he kind of reminds me of Liu Kang, basically, but he looks great, and they did say that he's going to be coming with a bevy of nunchucks. He's the nunchuck master, so he's going to have his nunchucks and a slew of kung fu hands. So that's good. A lot of hands, a lot of weapons, always a good thing. They announced that they're going to be doing a wave 1 for 2020, so this will be a Spider-Man wave coming, well, let's say January-ish slated, but it's the Velocity suit from the Spider-Man PS4 game, and then also the Spider Armor Mark 3, and I'm not familiar with these really outside. I know they're from the PS4 Spider-Man game, but they look fantastic. I need to get myself a PS4 and then also a copy of the game. I need to play it because I've heard nothing but the best, but these figures look fantastic. Always nice to get extra Spider-Man figures, and I'm liking the paint on these. I think that, if they come out looking exactly like what is shown in these photos, then we got ourselves some really interesting Spider-Man costumes and Spider-Man figures to put on our collection shelf. And then finally they announced that they're going to be doing an old Sinister Six complete with liver spots, the Vulture. They're going back classic. He looks great. Looks like he stepped right out of, what is it, like issue 4 or 5, something like that. But nice wingspan on him, nice color green. This is the exact type of Vulture figure. They just keep spot on nailing it with the way these things look. They look like they stepped right out of a comic book. And that is exactly what we want as collectors. Next up, we got New Mutants. So we're going to be getting a Karma figure. And this is how they kind of presented it at the actual panel. And it was really fun to see. Then they go, oh, we're going to do Wolfsbane. So we're like, oh, cool. New Mutants, Karma, Wolfsbane. And they keep talking. And we know that there's going to be obviously something that appears in the middle of the screen. And then, of course, Danny Moonstar, pops up. And we're like, oh, very cool. So what this is going to be is a Walgreens exclusive. And it's going to be available, in the fall. Most of these are going to be available relatively soon, by the end of the year. We'll just say that. But you get it all in one package. You're going to have to get 3, which is interesting. You want to get all 3. You get all 3 figures. You got 3 heads. And that's just the way things are going to be going. You don't have to swap heads anymore, but I like the way she looks in the packaging. Again, this is going to be a Walgreens exclusive. Lots of extra heads, hands. You got the bow and arrow set for Danny Moonstar. This is a nice set. It's kind of like what they did with Mystique. So, home run. Then they announced they're going to be getting they said new She-Hulk, question mark, and then it's, again, this is one of those, I guess, newer versions of She-Hulk that I'm not really familiar with. So it's like a gray She-Hulk, but yeah, if somebody wants to comment below, let me know the exact deets, because, again, I'm not too familiar with this, but she does look good, and I'm liking the tattered shirt, all that good stuff. She looks like she's super powerful. I'm definitely digging that. I mentioned that she's going to be a little bit over 7-inch mark, so that's a good size for the figure. Then the crowd went wild, the ovations, everything else. People were cheering, throwing things, popcorn. Nah, I'm just kidding. But they did reveal that they're doing another new Doctor Doom. And now, while I did think that, you know, do we really need another Doctor Doom? Come on, we got a million Doctor Dooms. This one looks pretty darn cool. It looks, if they can pull it off the way this kind of is shown off, and the way that he kind of looks like he has got this reflective metal on him and everything else, the face sculpt is fantastic. I'm interested to see what they may include in the box, if anything. No word on exactly what this figure entails. It's still completely under wraps, but he was on display in the glass case, and they also had a few promo pictures of him. Again, nice sculpt. All the material, all his costume looks like it's just spot on. That's a gorgeous Doctor Doom right there. You can't even go against that. It puts a lot of the Doctor Dooms to shame. Next up is a Amazon exclusive, or I guess better yet to say fan channel, but they purposely said Amazon. This is going to be a new Deathlock, an X-Force Deathlock in his colors. Basically just a repaint of the Deathlock we have gotten before, but he does look pretty cool. I have to say, that was a really nice sculpt, a really nice figure, and he does look pretty good in that packaging. Again, grab him on Amazon. That, you know, I'm okay with them doing certain repaints. This one is such a nice looking figure that it makes it okay. If you missed the first one, this might be great for you. Again, another Amazon exclusive. They're doing like the camo fatigues Punisher. They have done this one in the past, back, you know, a couple years ago and everything, but this is like a redo again. He looks pretty good. Again, it's not exactly my version of the Punisher. I like the whole comic book aspect of him, but a lot of people seem to really cheer and go after this figure. Comes with a couple guns, 2 extra heads. It looks decent. They put a skull on his face, so, you know, it might be one that you may want to get. You're a big Punisher fan. And then this was kind of funny. So they're redoing Ant-Man, and they told this little tale where, you know, they got movie stills, and so they've, in this version of this Ant-Man figure, they've lightened the paint, so he's a lot more screen accurate, and they've gotten rid of those weird, like, shoe buckle or shoe tongues that were on the original figure that I always thought were bizarre. So those are gone now. Lighter paint. Look for him soon as well. It's just one of those figures where they're redoing. So if you missed him, you might want to pick this one up. It's actually a great Build-A-Figure. This one was hinted at for quite some time. We thought we were getting a Havoc and a Polaris, and we just kind of got those recently. But they're in not the costumes that everyone seems to prefer. So we're getting the classic comic book style versions of these, and they look amazing. Now, they do come with the same exact accessories, the little particle beams, but you get some extra hands in the box. Those are always looking nice. The box itself is gorgeous. They got this new like blue motif going on for the X-Men. It really makes the figures pop with all the yellows, the blues, the blacks. Hands down, this is a great looking set, but it's nothing compared to this one. This is the 3-pack love triangle. Who's with who? You're getting a battle damaged Wolverine. We're finally getting a brand new Jean Grey, as everyone has wanted. She's got that ponytail head, and we're getting a jacketed Cyclops. Scott Summers. He's got 3 head portraits to him. He looks fantastic. Extra heads for Wolverine. In fact, I'm digging that kind of beat up look. It reminds me of the 12-inch Wolverine, and that is a gorgeous figure. But this box, man, this box set is amazing. It's also available now if you want to go ahead and get it. It's all the fan channels and such like that. $60. If I know a lot of people are saying, man, we got to buy another Wolverine, and I think they kind of fixed the whole head aspect of him. It's like little black Batman corners go out a lot more. So hopefully, fingers crossed on that. But dang, that's a nice looking set. I think that's the one I want most out of everything. They also did another kind of Dr. Doomish reveal, and this has been something that fans have been wanting for a long, long time. We're finally getting this. You can hear all the people in the background and everything when I was recording this, but everyone's finally we're getting it. So they're in the AoA wave for next year, unannounced exactly when it's going to hit. the Waves Bath is, of course, going to be Strong Guy. And for many of you who don't know it, look him up. He's actually a really cool guy. He's got a great sculpt. He's basically like a huge, big, buff dude. Little, tiny little head. But I think that in the terms of the sculpt and everything they've done with this, he looks like, again, he looks like he crawled out of a comic book. That is insane, the level of detail that they can achieve now, the sculpt-wise. Utterly amazing. I love that head sculpt on him. Then they're getting back into vehicles. We've got some legendary riders. We're going to be getting a Squirrel Girl with her Vespa scooter. She's going to come with Squirrel 1 and Squirrel 2. And then we're getting Tippy Toe. Squirrel Girl is a character I'm very familiar with in character alone. Not with story, backstory, who exactly she is, yada yada. But I know that she did beat up Thanos at one point, so that's pretty cool. You can have her going up against Thanos. It's going to make for a great photo. And she does come with a Vespa. That's always a good thing. She can ride around with Deadpool. That's going to make for a great photo as well. I've said a lot of nice things about these figures revealed and everything, but I will literally take this Cosmic Ghostrider over anything. I have been wanting this since I found out about the character, since I read up on the character. This looks amazing. It's wild, it's wacky, it's sci-fi, it's completely different. It looks amazing. If you don't know, this is Frank Castle, future. Go read the story. It's wild, it's crazy, but it's awesome. So he's going to have gun holsters, he's going to have his chain, he's got his gun, he's got his motorcycle, the giant spinning ball motorcycle deal, and he's going to have a base, so it looks like he's flying around. He's going to, you know, we were kind of hoping for maybe like a baby Thanos or something like that, but definitely go read the story. You'll figure out more about what I'm talking about, but god dang, yes, thank you for the Cosmic Ghostrider. Hands down, my favorite reveal from this panel. I can't wait for this Ghostrider. So that combined with the Thorbowski, you also got Endgame Wave 3, and then we also got the suits, the Hitmonkey Deadpool pack, 80th anniversary Marvel Legends sets. It is crazy Marvel Legends season right now, and I hope you guys are all finding something. These are on their way. This is going to kind of flesh out the rest of the year, so I'm excited. It's going to lead us into the Spider-Man and then the Age of Apocalypse X-Men wave for next year. We're up to our eyeballs in just every type of Marvel Legends, and it's fantastic. So, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Marvel Legends. Did you enjoy the panel? What was your favorite reveal? What's been your favorite moment of Comic-Con so far? There's still 2 more days to go. So we'll see what happens. There might be some more Marvel Legends here and there. Nothing said, nothing, just, that's usually the way it goes. We'll see, maybe like 1 or 2, but it's just a great time overall. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, get your wallets ready because this is a great time to be a collector of toys. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.